How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the channel. This is Big Daddy Dave, and this is a map tour for Farming Simulator 22 on the mod map Bredow. And we are going to start with the mod hub description, and it reads, Welcome to Bredow, a district in Breslin and the beautiful Hevelland. To the map is a real replica of Bredow. Bredow is in Brandenburg, Germany, more precisely in Hevelland. Hevelland? The map includes fields and meadows from under 1 hectare to up to 55 hectares. Features: complete place Bredow with surroundings, small yard for field management and forestry, a true to the original replica of the machine hall and the shelter of the yard, external court with adjacent construction area for expansion, animated gates at many entryways and the machine hall. 7 production including sawmill and a biogas plant, 3 sale points, a river and ponds to get water, 41 small and large fields and meadows, several forest areas, independent repeated purchase of fermentation residue at the biogas plant possible, 5 construction areas for the expansion of your own yard or more or for the multiplayer modules. This map was created by Thelu LP? I think it's a Thelu LP, and is 221.05 megabytes to download. There are no mods required for this map, and if we check out the map, this is what it looks like. You can see that you start about right here in this kind of yard area. What parts of the map do we own? Well, we own this. We own farmlands number 1, 3, 10, and 26. You can see that you cannot purchase a very, very large chunk of this map. This whole kind of non-highlighted area is non-purchasable, but you can purchase a lot of these other areas. And they get rather expensive. $3.4 million, $1.7 million, $2.0 million, or $2 million, 1.7. Like, it's quite expensive. But you get into some of these smaller fields, 56,000. So you do have some areas that you can kind of start small and grow from there. Got a couple forestry areas, a lot smaller grassland right there, really small field right there. So you got some options. You got some choices. You do start with an animal pen, a cow barn to be exact. You do have contracts available. You do not start out with any production chains, and there are collectibles on this map, 100 to be exact. And there are no mods specific to this map, with the exception of what appeared to be a few additional painting swatches under the build mode. If we go here under painting swatches, it does look like there's a couple extra ones. So because we're here at the starting farm, let's go ahead and take a look at the starting equipment. Nope, wrong screen. Nope, still the wrong screen. There we go. Under owned equipment, under small tractors, we have a Steyr 8150. Under medium tractors, the Valtra Velmet 8750, as well as the Massey Ferguson 3670. Under harvesters, we have the Topliner 4090H. Under cars, we have the Lizard Pickup 2017. Trailers, the Welger DK 115, the header for the Deutzfahr. Under cultivators, we have the Raby EG39. Under seeders, we have the Nordstein HK25 NS3030. Under mowers, we have the Pottinger Novacat 301 AM ED Pro. Under forage wagons, we have the Pottinger Faro 4010D, the header trailer for the header. And lastly, for weights, we have the Tenwinkle Pack 750, 2 of those. So checking out the yard, it's kind of compact, this particular area. This is more kind of your storage yard for some of your equipment and stuff. But you do have a sleep trigger, and it's not in a well-marked area. So if you come into this section here, through this little archway, you get your sleep trigger to come up. There's no indication for a sleep trigger, but it does work. You start out with the tractor right there. Let's see, got to go through here, and then open the garage door. Some more of our starting equipment out back behind the sheds. You can see there's our harvester, a couple of tractors. Go ahead and come up to the gate. Ooh. I started looking at my notes and thought I could turn and drive at the same time. Didn't work out. So now if we head right, kind of northwest-ish, we're going to kind of get to what I'm going to deem farm number 2. This is the second portion of the farm that you own. Whoa. So right here in front of us, this is farm 2, and right next to it is the biogas plant. Now this biogas plant itself isn't anything special. It's just normal biogas plant. You come here, you can purchase it for 1.035 million. Solid inputs here, liquid inputs here, and liquid outputs, aka digestate, here. But it's kind of rendered useless, this portion of the biogas plant, in my opinion. Couple of big bunker silos right here. Couple of storage spaces right there. The reason it is quote-unquote useless is right here in this kind of hash box here is a digestate buy point. This is called the digestate replenishment buy point. So for a very small fee, you can purchase digestate. Directly in front of us is our silo. You got some pretty big storage right here, as well as a repair trigger into the corner there. Over on the back side, just over here, got another bunker silo right here, and your cow barn. You can hold up to 80 cows, and in the barn, you have your milk point trigger right here. Believe your hay can go right in here. I'm sorry, your straw can go in there, and your feed just down there. And then on the opposite end of the barn, just over here, you'll see the slurry output right there. I'll leave here. And we got a little ways to go before our next point of interest. Now, I shouldn't go this way because of the little red marker there, but if you don't tell, I won't tell. Even though we got oncoming traffic now, they might tell. So come down here. And we take this all the way to the end. Right here. Around the side. This is the dairy. You can purchase that for $70,000. And then your output is right here. And inputs are right here. We'll just do a quick loop around real fast. So actually, before we get going, let's take a look at the map and see where we've been, what we've seen so far. If we take a look, we started here, right by the sleep trigger here. Came out of the farm, went up to the northwest into this area here. We saw the biogas plant here, the digestate replenishment, the silo, repair trigger, and the cow barn. Came back out to this main road, went the wrong way down this way here, Went up this kind of tree covered lane here to the dairy, and now we're getting ready to pull out of the dairy. Now head back out the way we came. It's kind of a one way in, one way out scenario. And then over here, you have kind of an interesting placement here. So we're going to leave the truck right there. Come around this side. And over here, you have the grain mill. You can purchase this for $96,000. Your inputs are here, and your outputs are right here. Now what's interesting is this area here. If you look, you see the kind of hash marks there and a grain input right here. This is the Bredow? Sure. However that's pronounced. I apologize for butchering it. The reason I say this is interesting is that if you come over here and tag this, the tag's over there. Nothing is over there to do anything. I'm pretty sure these are your kind of main areas, this here and this here, for your selling. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Perfect. Hop back in the truck and leave. Head out to the main road over here. Make a left. Make another left. I was hoping to be able to get around. There we go. Perfect. Can be very, very narrow. This, even though they've got some really massive fields, you are going to have a really hard time getting up and down these lanes with with large sets of equipment. You're going to want small to medium just because of some of the tight spaces you're having to go. This is the bakery for $50,000. You can purchase that. And around the back side here, inputs here, outputs here. Make a right, followed by an immediate left. Head on down here. Yeah, like I said, there are some incredibly narrow, especially when you have traffic turned. Oh, I missed my turn. Especially when you have traffic turned on, you're going to have a very hard time getting up and down some of these alleyways, these lanes. It's going to be tough, really, really tough. So you're going to want to kind of be mindful of that. And you're probably going to need several different sets of equipment because, like I said, look at the map. There are some areas here that are just massive. Some of these fields are absolutely huge, but the lanes to get to and from places are just not conducive for large equipment. It's just not going to work. Right here is the spinnery. Purchase this for $60,000. And you have your input here, outputs right there. Now we're going to take this all the way to the main road. Yes, this way to the right. Here we go. Now, off to the right here. This is Gastius? Again, I'm butchering it. Sell point. I'm sorry, I don't speak German. I Don't know how to pronounce these words. Alright, off to the right is the gas station. And behind it is... Ooh, this is... Alright. Brace yourselves, buckle up. This is the Energieisen export sell point. Moving on. We're just going to let that one go. We're going to head long. Go over the... Oh, dear. Over the bridge there. And into here. This is the sawmill. Can purchase a sawmill for $100,000. You got your wood chip output there. You have your inputs here, your sell wood trigger here, and your outputs for your actual production point right there. Now, what I'm not 100% certain about, this area is not marked on the map whatsoever. I think this may be a buy point for wood chips. Don't quote me on that, but I'm thinking that's it, because this should be the output for your wood chips from your production point. So why there's a hashtag box or hash mark box right there, I don't know. And the only thing I can think of, because it's not actually marked, is that it's a buy point for wood chips. So heading back, need to turn right here. Oh, and I missed my turn. I think I can get there from here. Yep. There we go. Perfect. Was able to get back to it. So, over here on the back side, this is the cereal factory. You can purchase this for $110,000. You have your inputs there and outputs here. And then along the back side here, right here is the animal dealer. Hop out here. You can load right into any of your barns and pastures that you have already on the map. Right now you have a cow barn, so you're able to load directly into it, or you can buy a animal trailer and load directly into it and save yourself the transport fee. Now, last point of interest is right here. Got the shop trigger. And then we're on the back side is the repair trigger. And that is it. That is the map. That is Bredow. This is the time where I tell my opinion about what I feel about this map. And again, as usual, I'm going to do a 0 to 5 rating. I would give this map probably a 2.5, 3, somewhere in that ballpark. The reason that I'm not too thrilled with this map, if we go to this screen here, there's so much area that is just not usable whatsoever. Now, I understand that this is a true-to-life area. There's a bunch of houses and stuff, and you wouldn't necessarily be able to go in and buy all the housing and all that stuff to build and do with what you want. But it's just such a large area that you're not able to take advantage of. And if you look, I'm in this kind of open field right here, which could be used for grass and stuff like that. You've got this kind of open field here in front of the shop. Uh, there is a ton of grass in front of here that could be utilized and used, but you can't do it. It's just there's so much land that's just not usable that just kind of rubs me the wrong way, and makes it more difficult to kind of make the map your own, especially when the only areas that you have to kind of make your own are the fields. There's really no place that I've seen where it can be made your own outside of just the normal fields or the grass fields. You got these kind of grass fields here that you can turn into like placeables, like the place I'm in right now. Like I believe this is supposed to be a placeable area, and that you're just supposed to utilize this space here in town, which is fine. It's like that part's fine, but like I said, just that kind of is worrisome that there's so much area that can't be adjusted and modernized and stuff. So I don't know. It's just one of those that I feel that this map has a lot of potential because it's a gorgeous map. They did a great job with the housing developments and the kind of layout and all that stuff. And again, this being based on real life is something that I understand not wanting to rip out houses and stuff like that because then it's no longer the real deal. But like I said, it's just one of those that it doesn't feel like a map that can grow beyond what's already established. So it's just one of those that just I've never really cared for when a map is to that level restrictive. But that's my personal preference. That's my taste. In my opinion, I'm not saying any of this to be, mean or anything like that. It's just constructive criticism. But yeah, that is the map. I hope you enjoyed this map tour. If you did, please show me by liking, sharing, subscribing, commenting, following, doing all the things the algorithms enjoy you doing that shows you're engaged with this channel, enjoying the content. And that being said, I hope you have a fantastic day. Take care.